Yeah, hey, Senator, thanks for being here tonight. Just one, I hate to put a little more bad news on the thing, but at the bad rankings, you also forgot that in the last 2 years, we fell from 49th to 50th in job creation. So, we were in 49th position, but Michigan has overtaken us. And so I think it's an important stat because it says we're just not creating jobs. The second piece is first 5 programs, you're exactly right. When you bring in somebody like NBC from outside, great. That's the kind of things you should be doing. The ECD has done an outstanding job with the Small Business Express and helping our small business, and that's great bipartisan work. But as we look at the ECD going forward, some of the efforts that they have to make, we've got to start to think about getting them out of the office. And when I mean that, that means getting them out of Connecticut. Locally here, and some of the councilmen know, we've gotten aggressive with it. We've gone out, the last 6 months, we've been on the road and literally visiting with the site selectors who place businesses all over New England. We've been to Jersey, we've been to Boston, New York, and we're down there, we're visiting with those guys. And I have to tell you, they're shocked. When you say you're from Connecticut, they say, from where? If you were from South Carolina, if you were from Texas, if you were from Alabama, we would expect you here. In fact, we would expect you here 5 times a week. But nobody from Connecticut shows up here. We can't even get anybody to answer the phone when we call the ECD. So if you can't get anybody to buy the product if you don't sell the product. And we're only going to grow the business space by doing that, by keeping the younger workers here, by giving them valid jobs. But we can't spend $1 million to create one job. And so the way you do it is you got to go out and sell, and you got to keep you got to make it more business friendly. We got to stop the nonsense with, we're going to have 20 hours for this and 13 hours for that, because small business guys are just throwing up their hands and walking away and saying, that's it, we're done. Well, and so my recommendation, I've said this to the commissioner, I've said this to the deputy commissioner, you guys, look, it's great all the work you're doing here, but you got to get out of the state and you got to go pound doors somewhere else.
And I haven't been shy about criticizing Governor Malloy tonight, so I think that's obvious. There have been those who have criticized him for traveling as much. I have not been one of them. Governor Rell had a travel ban, made a decision that our economy was so bad, we had deficits, she didn't want to spend money on people traveling. That was her decision. I do not criticize Governor Malloy and economic development officials for going to places to sell Connecticut. Now, where I do criticize them is they're spending $22 million on an advertising campaign that says Connecticut's still revolutionary. We could have used that money in a lot different places, but you won't hear me criticize him for traveling to sell Connecticut.
Yeah, and nor would we. It's great that he's out there, but we got to get the ground troops are going to be out there too.
Yeah. And Catherine Smith, who's the commissioner of the Department of Economic and Community Development, has traveled.